And we are live.
What it do, what it do, what it do. Y'all already know it's Monday and we are here rolling with success. What up, Tanya? Cash?
What's going on, Six? How you doing today?
When you gonna drop the last name on here for these people so they can see the last the act unveil the last name?
It's on my Instagram. I'll put it on there. I'll
Okay.
put it. I'll put it on there soon enough.
What's the good word? Like how was the weekend? Was everything lit?
Whoop, how was the weekend? The weekend was cool. It was all right. The weather's been really, really nice up here. And then all of a sudden, it got cold and raining. So today it's raining. But let me tell you, it's been a lot going on here. And first,
Yeah.
I'm going to start off the show by shouting out Huncho. Great interview last week, last week, yeah, last week or week before. But
Week
great
before.
interview with Huncho week before. That's dropped on YouTube. Also with Erky B. Both of them killed their freestyles. I mean, the energy was amazing. So please go check out those two artists, you guys, if you haven't done so already. Um, check them out. So I know you're glad to not be home, huh?
Well, yeah, but I miss home. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I miss the DMV area.
Man, it's been crazy here. Now, first off, I'm gonna start the show off by talking about, of course, a friend of a friend. I want to say Tony and Jamaica. Uh, their dog was dog napped. I think it was a few days ago. There were two dog nappings that happened in a DC area, at gunpoint at that. So it wasn't just someone stole their dog. Someone held them up at gunpoint for their dog. So
I'm glad you explained that because when I heard dog napping, I immediately, as soon as I see dog napping, I immediately think we're going to be talking about a sleeping dog.
oh no, it's no, it was,
It's far sinister than that, huh? They're actually
yeah.
running up. All right, so here we go. Because one of my friends was having some puppies.
Mhm.
Bruno, look at little Bruno. Is that a Frenchie? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you showed me this here Frenchie because one of my friends posted on his page that he was selling his dog for $10,000. And I
Mhm.
asked him what type of dog was it, and he posted pictures of a Frenchie.
Was it this Frenchie?
It wasn't this
No, I
Frenchie,
just took it.
but they all look the same to me: black, big ears, and super smart. But one thing that I am realizing is that I got into the wrong business. These dogs are big business. One of my friends said he's having puppies and he's selling his dogs at 1,500 to 2,500 a puppy. And I was
Mm.
thinking to myself, what? I asked him how many puppies can it have? He said about 5 or 6 little litters. And I said, what? So dogs is big business. Now,
Mm. Now,
if
Bruno,
if
go
my
ahead.
memory serves me correct, the way that they got Bruno up here, there's a reward for a safe return of Bruno. If
Yes,
anyone
that
has
is
seen,
correct.
now I'm gonna tell y'all, if they would have gave him a last name, they should have named him Bruno Mars. No one would have took this dog. They would have been yelling, "Bring me back Bruno Mars," and they'd have known that that dog was automatically gonna get them a felony. Stealing a dog named Bruno that looks like that guy's is a walking felony. I would never steal someone's dog that looks like that. Now they got me thinking, what type of dog would you be interested in stealing? Is there any dog that you got on your radar that if you can't buy, some of these dogs are pretty expensive that time, you cash?
No, because I have the dog that I want, and I paid good money for her. So, outside of that, like I'm very specific. Like my dog, she's tricolor. I love tricolor Chihuahuas. I've had one before. So that's just my pick. I like long hair Chihuahuas. I couldn't find a long hair Chihuahua, so I said, "Hey, Pomeranian." So I'm kind of like a Chihuahua Pomeranian mix, fox looking type of dog lover. So those aren't like $10,000. Those are
I gotta
anywhere
tell,
between 700
I
and
gotta
fifty.
tell y'all, get your dogs trained up. Get your dogs trained up and ready to fight because I think that it's the dog. I, I I get why people get dogs, but they're supposed to protect you Like the dog to let somebody run up and take him. That ain't a loyal dog. And what if that dog right now is
Well,
happy?
well, wait a minute. Now this is the crazy story, and you guys, if y'all watch this, please do not take this to heart.
And please
Please do
report
not get mad at me about what I'm about to say. But when I first seen a post, right? So I seen a post on my friend's page, which are friends with them.
yeah.
And I seen it on his page, and he's going off. He's like, "Yeah, mother effers, y'all stole my brother dog. He's microchipped, blah 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 blah." So in my head, automatically, I'm laughing, like I'm cracking up laughing. And the reason
Right.
I'm cracking up laughing, you guys, is not because the dog got stolen, but because the guy, to what from my understanding, he really didn't care for dogs before they got this one. So I automatically was like, did he really get robbed for the dog, or did he wink wink
Oh,
get robbed for the dog?
you think he pulled the Jesse Smollett on us?
At first, at first. And
Okay.
then I started watching the news clips, and I started seeing it posted everywhere, and I was like, oh no,
Time
this
out.
shit is real.
Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Rewind 5 seconds. Did you say it was on the news?
Hmm.
Bruno made national headlines.
Yeah, Muriel Bowser's talking about it.
Woo!
Not Bruno, but just the dog nap, the crime in general. But
Now,
you guys, if you see anybody, you know anybody that comes home with Bruno, and I mean, I'm not really for snitch culture, but however, I am a huge dog lover. So
yeah.
please, you guys, if you guys get Bruno back home to Jamaica and Tony, I would appreciate that.
If you see a little dog like this running around, I want y'all the first thing to do is yell out, Bruno!
And see if he
Bruno!
comes.
If it
Mhm.
comes to you, call the police. Do not try to apprehend these people because, like they said, these people are armed and dangerous, and they're not afraid to use it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Bruno returns home real soon.
I mean, I know his mom is just really, really upset. And actually seeing her on the news talk about him, I was just like, damn, like I know how much like she really wanted you, Bruno. So you guys, if y'all see Bruno, like if you don't feel comfortable calling the police, grab him up and call this number on the flyer and make sure that he gets home to Tony in Jamaica. Please, guys, please, please, please. Yeah, so that's first up in the DMV. You want to know what else has been going on? I don't
Is
know if
is
you heard.
is this gonna top Bruno?
Oh yeah, I think this is top Bruno.
Let's hear it. What's going on in the DMV? Because I heard it's going crazy in the DMV back home.
Okay, so this another funny story. So my my sense of humor is sick, y'all. Don't mind me. So okay, so I'm going through my Google News, or I don't know what I was going. I was reading some type of news, and I seen the Texas governor throwing a fit, and I was like, what is he talking about? So he's like, all these. He's like, if Biden doesn't take control, we're going to help him take control. Like he needs to do something about what's going on down here. So I'm like, what's going on down there? The border. So I'm like, okay, all right. I mean, but the illegals been coming through the border. I understand that. But what the Texas governor is frustrated about is they don't have the funds for these people. And he feels like Biden keeps inviting them in. So
Yeah.
he's like, okay, if Biden doesn't do something about it, I will. Do you know what he did?
What do you do?
He said, this is what he said. He was like, I'm going to put them all on a bus and I'm going to send them to Washington, D.C., right?
Oh,
So I tell my mom, she's like, he won't do that. I'm like, I think he's serious. I'm like, but I want to see if he really does it.
yeah.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but he did it on Wednesday, last Wednesday. He
What?
dropped a busload of immigrants from the border, the Mexican Texas border. He dropped them off in downtown DC, just let them off the bus. And he said there are more buses to come.
Wow. Well, thank you, Joe Biden. This is, I mean, like, honestly, that's actually pretty cool. You see what I'm saying? Like, now, like, once you fill up DC, you can go ahead and pick another city to start dropping them off at. They paying for it. The tax dollars are paying for this. I think that this is a genius idea to
Mhm.
not only migrate immigrants, but migrate them into new places. Let them see the cities, see the towns, decide where they want to live, and run amok and get lost. Now, I want to know: are they going to give these people jobs and ways to provide for themselves? Because DMV living is pretty expensive. It's a lot more expensive than in Texas. So now they got a bigger problem. They're gonna be looking for a bus ride back down south to
No,
Texas. So
I don't think he
what
gonna
is
let him back in. But my friend had put a post up, and he was like, the Texas governor shipping the immigrants to DC reminds him of something about Native Americans or something like. It was something along the lines of it being not right and probably injustice.
well,
And my troll ass, I was like, well, we wouldn't have this problem if Trump was still in office.
well, well.
And I know he was just like, "Oh my gosh, get on my page." I hope he doesn't block me. But it's just crazy.
It is it is pretty reminiscent of a lot of other times in American history where they brought people here and bust them to other places and whatever. I wonder what's the selection process of getting on the bus to DC. Is there like a sign, or are they just grabbing them at random, like you? You know, they're like, I want to stay with my mommy, and splitting them up and whatnot.
Well, it looks like from what I seen a lady and her baby getting off the bus. So I think they're letting families. I mean, they don't care at this point. I think they don't even care to separate. They just want all of them. They want as much out of Texas as they can get. Now, what he said was, does anybody acknowledge that Mexicans are Native Americans? He says putting Native Americans on buses and sending them to DC reminds me of Trail of Tears. I'm just saying.
Well,
And I
I can't
never
stand
seen Trail
college
of
people
Tears.
sometimes. That's a movie or real life.
What?
Trails of Tears.
I don't know. I didn't never seen it.
I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm gonna have to look that up because it sounds interesting. You know,
I mean, it does sound interesting. However, I still don't think I mean,
why do people make a big deal? Is the word is are they illegal immigrants? That's what I want to know.
yes,
So they don't have any papers or nothing, and
no,
they're just shipping them around.
yeah.
But-
We
Well,
tipping them around. So this is what I think happens. I mean, you get in America, you honestly don't care. It's not like they're like, oh, we're going to Texas. No, they're like, we're going to America. So, yeah, we're going to the United States. We're going to the US. Once you cross that border, they don't care where, as long as they can find somewhere to go. And I
right.
think here is the perfect place because, I mean, outside of Texas, like, let's be honest about culture. Their people are going to help them. There's so many underground channels for illegal immigrants in this area that I know about. I can only imagine in Texas or in
Yeah,
California. And just imagine if cousin of Jose and Martha and whoever, cousin of cousin of cousin of cousin, you can stay with me until you get your papers, and that's how they're going to build. And
man,
that
they could be letting the cartel over here, man.
that's what um that's what Officer B Tatum was saying. He was saying that it's not he was saying that
Time out,
anybody could
time
be
out.
coming.
We gotta
Wait,
do a timeout pause. What's his name?
what?
Officer
Officer B Tatum.
Officer Beat Tatum.
Yeah, Brandon Tatum.
Okay, Beat Tatum. All right.
So he was basically saying that we don't know who's coming in the country, and Biden's not putting a control on it. Everybody was mad
Right.
at Trump for wanting to build the wall, but now anybody's here. So the
It's the
Texas
80s.
governor isn't wrong for being like, I don't know these people. Like, you want them here, Biden. Let's send them to DC. And he's not playing. That first bus has landed. He's sending more, and
So
I
like
just found it hilarious.
what's gonna be crazy is because if they get arrested or pulled over or stopped, then they'll be getting deported again, go back to
No,
Texas, and then getting transferred again.
they
All right.
won't
So then
unless
all of
they
us
commit
Americans,
a
we
crime.
don't have to have IDs anymore. Is that
Nope.
what Joe Biden is allowing us to do now?
Well, Officer B. Tatum and y'all check him out. If I don't know, he's kind of more my taste because he's like, well, he's not far right or far left. He's just his own person. But what he said is Biden doesn't care because it helps leverage the votes. The more illegals from, I guess, the Latino community that's here will help the economy. Of course, help the the workforce and et cetera, et cetera. Also, now that they're pushing that you don't need IDs to vote, mm, letting
Nah,
them in. Who let them in?
nah,
Biden.
that's
So
gonna
they'll
hurt
be
the
able
work.
to vote.
That's gonna hurt the workforce because more Americans are gonna be complaining that their jobs are taken over by a guy that doesn't have an ID.
Look, all I'm saying is y'all pay attention
They gonna
because
be in that joke. They gonna be like this, yo, y'all see.
I mean that's what's going on, but it puts us black people also at a disadvantage because I feel like it's pushing us more. Like he's more concerned about the light colored immigrants than the other immigrants that's trying to get in here. What about the Haitians and stuff
Well,
like that? Like
people,
you're not giving them
black
a
people, African Americans are no longer the target, so to speak. They're bringing in a new people to be under us because there's no one else to bully around. Who better to bully around than people that can hardly get paperwork?
yeah,
Now, us black people becoming billionaires, millionaires, business owners, and we pretty much are becoming outnumbering to them anyway. So they're waiting to have kids till they're 35, 40 years old. We having kids at 19, 20 years old,
yeah.
18 years old. Some of them younger than that now in some communities. Spitting them out, 4 or 5 kids, knocking them out. So we're becoming way more bigger than what we had to be. So it's a shift in the whole world and everything that we do right now. But my question is going to be, I want to know, has anybody seen these people? Like, are
Yeah,
you
it's on them. I
are you?
think the news
Nah, I'm not talking about the news, right? Because we saw what the news gave us. We saw the news give us dead bodies, and one of them was moving and acting like he was still dead. So we're not worried about what the news giving us. I want to know: have any of my Washingtonians or DMV people have they had a chance to run across someone that looked a little bit out of place or wearing a flannel shirt that looked like he possibly didn't know anything about the DMV area. Has anyone ran across an immigrant yet? That was clearly an immigrant, and you guys like, hey, where you coming from? Has anybody seen a bus or anything? Like, because y'all know how they feed us stuff. They feed us stuff.
You don't think it's okay? I will go downtown. Like I really wanted to see it for my
Yeah,
own two eyes. You're
I,
right, but when I
I want
seen
to see it.
the lady and the people were getting off the bus, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, I was like, oh shit, he really did it. And I mean, I feel like me personally, I feel like there needs to be some type of control, or if you're gonna let some in, let them all in. Don't be
Well,
stricter on the darker skinned immigrants as opposed to the ones that's closer to us below the border or the ones in Asia. Like it's not fair. It's
yeah.
not fair at all. Shout
Well,
out to my homegirl Nyla. She says Sleepy Joe is running the country down, and where are our reparations? Well, y'all reparations, but
well.
I understand that's
Do we,
another thing.
do we get
All this,
reparations?
all this money he's giving away, like it's so many. Y'all, I'm about to go up on a tangent. I'm just gonna stop right here because I'm just gonna stop right here.
The money that he giving away is hogwash. He giving these people he's giving a whole country. Like, yeah, they've totally forgotten about us. And
Mhm.
yet they still use the word pandemic, which is totally amazing. It's amazing that you can call the government and ask them why haven't they done something, and they'll say, "Oh, because the pandemic, we've been a little backed up. We're still in the pandemic." But then they're telling all the Americans to live, pay your bills, do your
Mhm.
jobs, live life like the pandemic never happened. I don't know about America anymore. All I can say is it ain't gonna get any better. We got what, 3 more years left?
3 more years of what?
The president term.
Oh no, I think we got two. Didn't he get elected? What was that last year?
Oh yeah, it's like 2024. We supposed to be getting Kanye running, and
Well, Trump will
that's
be back. Trump will
that's I'm
definitely be
I'm really holding my cards for Ye as president. Um, that's what I'm really looking forward to. Like that would be like, you know how all the old people was waiting to see Obama become president. Me,
hmm
I'm waiting to see Ye become president. When that happens, we all have. That's what I know that we have overcome. That's what I
mm,
know that we have rised. That's what I know that we are free at last, and I can thank God Almighty that we are free at last. Until
mm,
then, I'm just in America.
yeah.
Any other countries that I could go to?
I
I
want to go to the UK. I was just saying that yesterday. I was like, I know it's more expensive over there, but at least I want to see what's going on because I just feel like I don't know what's going on here, and
yeah, I know what's
I
going
see
on here.
why celebrities like once they get a lot of money, some of them they get dual citizenship in another country and they live there and come here to work. And I mean, I feel like I need to see what else is out here because the
Man,
American way is ain't it?
man, look, I tell you one thing for certain. I can't even fathom thinking about living in another place but America. But I would love to try the UK as well. That seems like an interesting place. Just by all the TV and Netflix that I watch, that's I would choose maybe Canada,
Mhm.
or maybe like Tokyo or something. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to be somewhere where everybody knows my name. That's it.
I feel like the UK would be similar to here because we're an emulation of the UK.
Yeah, but their houses was a little small. I be watching a lot of little housing shows and UK life and living and stuff.
Mhm.
Little small shacks, or what they call them, flats.
Mm.
They call them
Okay.
flats. But I tell you one thing for certain, and three things for sure. Uh, the DMV area is a good place to go and be at, guys. If you're an immigrant and you're looking for things to do, DC is a lot of stuff for you to do and blend in very well. So
Mhm.
hey, but anybody, if y'all out there, y'all take it. Y'all see it, some immigrants, get some selfies, get some
How
pictures.
you gonna know they immigrants
I
though?
need
Like, it's
proof.
so many Latino people in this area. You don't know half
Nah,
the ones you're looking
y'all.
at now are
I'm
illegals.
gonna give
You
y'all
don't
some
know.
pointers. I'm gonna give y'all some pointers. If they immigrants, they gonna be dressed a little differently. All right, they may still have on flannel and boots. All right. Now, if they still wearing flannel and boots and a cowboy hat or some type of hat flipped up to keep dust out of their eyes, they are an immigrant. Now, these flannels, y'all need to look for certain colors. All right. Don't just look for the regular standard red and black flannel because they could have been in the DMV and got that from Target. All right. I need y'all to look for those good old Texas colors, brown with a little bit of blue or teal in the flannel. That's a good Texas color. All right. Also, if their jeans are not fitted, if they look like carpenter's pants and stuff like that, they immigrants, y'all. They're not from the DMV because everybody knows. Don't nobody wear those in the DMV. Not even the immigrants. Not even the Hispanics that's already there. They know.
Mm.
So y'all know. Y'all spot them out, and they shouldn't be. They should be willing to answer questions. It's okay to ask. Instead of just giving people change, stop and talk to them and ask them about their lives. Like, are you an immigrant? Are you from Texas?
You think
You
they
know,
gonna tell you?
they may, if they be like, no, see, whatever. Because they don't know English, I wouldn't reckon that their English would be good. And
Maybe.
do not, I repeat, do not let one in your home. They will unlock the back door. You will wake up with a family in your home. I'm
All
just
right.
telling y'all. I'm
I'm
just
gonna have
telling
to
y'all.
stop. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. They may not all be harmful. I mean, some
They may not
people,
be harmful, but they will not leave. They will not leave. Where they gonna go?
you know what? Next topic, y'all. Next topic. While y'all in here, hit that like and subscribe button,
You
y'all.
can't
Help us
you
with
can't
the
ask me in the
algorithm.
chat.
Next topic. Okay, success. All right. Um, what was the worst advice that someone had given you as far as your career? What's the worst career
Uh,
advice that someone has ever given
listen, let me tell y'all. The worst advice that I ever was given was my age was gonna be I was too old to do something. Right? That was the worst advice that I was ever given.
you?
And secondly, when people tell you to do things their way, the way that they doing it, right? Consider your sources.
Mm.
I used to do a lot. I used to ask people a lot, how can I get signed? How can I get on? How can I get more shows? And then I would often ask myself, why wasn't I getting signed? Why wasn't I getting more shows? Why wasn't I getting on? The people I was asking was not even on, were not doing more shows, and was not doing anything to get signed. Really, when it comes to advice, it's weird.
Yeah, I feel so too.
Right?
Um,
It's
I
scary. It's scary
it
taking advice.
because you really don't know, like, if you should take the advice, if you shouldn't take the advice. I think the worst advice that I was given, it's the worst and kind of like, I wouldn't say the best, but it's the worst to me. It's the worst because it's the cheap way out. Is, oh, you're a female, you could, you know, you could, you know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a female. Yes, I know I look good. Yes, I have a very nice body, but that does not mean that I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be kind of like respected in a different way. So I think that's the worst advice, that career advice that I've received. Now, you
Like,
guys out there, I want y'all to think about the worst career advice that you received as far as changing yourself or you not being able to do something, and take that advice, burn it.
yeah, I had an A&R come to me and tell me one time, you need to curse in your music to make it more authentic. No one believes you if you don't curse.
Mm. Well, Will Smith doesn't curse.
Well, I mean, Will Smith had to slap a nigga on TV for us to believe he real now. He
Well,
about that.
so what made me think about this is Dolly Parton. She was talking about the worst advice she's ever received and
Was it
why
give
she
her music
ignored
to
it.
Whitney Houston?
No, it
Oh,
was stop looking so cheap, stop wearing your hair in those big hairstyles, and she said that's what made her her. That's what, made her comfortable, and she's glad she didn't change herself because it didn't put a stop in her career. She still excelled the way she wanted to. So that was kind of where I was going with that. Is, y'all, you can't listen to what everybody else says. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta follow your heart. You gotta do what's best for you. But let's get back to Will Smith. Today is the 18th.
I know. He's
Crickets.
he's already been penalized. We've already seen the outcome of what you do when you slap a person on white TV.
What? I don't feel like he's been penalized.
Would you want more?
Yes.
What more can we do to that man?
What you mean? What
His,
more could
his,
we
they
do?
talk. There's talks in the news, which could be all gossips, but allegedly now there's divorce talk.
Yeah, of course he would divorce her. Why wouldn't he?
Nah, I think it's the other way around though.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
From what I found, from what I was reading, it could be like I said, this is allegedly, but she's filing for a divorce.
Mm.
Um, I mean, listen, look, everybody know I talk about this group a lot, and I don't like to give this group any light, but they're a lightened group, they're Illuminati. Y'all act like y'all don't know how things work, and y'all keep on playing around with them, right? But I tell you what, this was probably some of the worst advice that Will Smith got. Whatever look it was that Jada Pinkett gave him, that slap look, was the worst advice he ever got in his life.
Mm. I like that.
He got to take back now and realize, regroup his whole life. There's talks about him going to rehab.
Yep, I
And of
heard that.
course, that rehab is rich people term for anger management.
Mhm.
Anger management is rich people term for there's some type of lawsuit on the table. And if you, or maybe some type of criminal charges, maybe, you know, but of
As
course,
it should.
yeah, of
I
course.
think Chris Rock needs to sue the Oscars. And
Like honestly, Chris Rock shouldn't sue the Oscars. He should just sue Will, get his little bit of money out of it. But in the black community, man to man, you can't sue that black man.
so
But you have to determine how are you about to handle this. Are you going to handle this white America or black America?
look, didn't 6ix9ine change the rules of the game?
Nah, 6ix9ine changed his rule with a time frame, right? But see, the thing about it is, what I okay, so this is an off subject, but it's a story connected to this. Something happened, and I had to go and really do my research to find out what happened to a certain person, right? Because I was thinking to myself, as growing up, there were rules that you were taught, right? Certain statuses you get to that makes you untouchable, right? Now, when someone called me and said that this person dies, in my mind, I'm automatically like, no, no, no. This is a made person. I got to figure out what happened, right? So eventually I get to find out that he died in a car accident. Immediately, I was, right? They was like, why did you say that? I said, well, it lets me know that we are still protected by rules in the universe. If you do certain things, you're going to get certain outcomes. The saying you can't expect to do the same thing as the people before you and get different results, right? That works good and bad. So when I look at all of these situations, like if you go out here and you counter it with you sue will, now amongst the black community you look a certain way, but then amongst the white community you look another way. We all ask these cause and effects in everything that we do. It's like,
Well, he's old and stuff by now, so he shouldn't care what the black community thinks. I'm black, and I feel like he should sue the hell out of both of them.
yeah, but you also, our blackness don't count.
That's not fair, but still. Anyway,
Anytime
I
you get the
feel
troll label, anytime you get the troll label on you, it don't count. But
okay.
where I was going with that though, that outpost situation put everything back in perspective, even for a guy like 6ix9ine. It doesn't matter when they get you.
They're gonna get you.
The rules is gonna be got. You gotta answer the rules of
So
the
he
game.
should just so basically, in your opinion, he should just eat it and just say, "Oh, well, it just happened."
Well,
That's what you're saying?
yeah, Chris Rock looked like an idiot.
Oh no,
I
he
mean,
needs
I
to
think
sue
he's
Will.
he's
Will
been a,
needs to lose
the
something
only
else.
reason that he's blessed is because it's his job, right? And he's a comedian. So he's able to like hide behind the terms of I'm a comedian and I was doing my job. He ain't like some goon on the street that has to get down there and do your business, handle your dirty work.
Yeah, no. We're gonna agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah, you want
Want
Will
blood?
Smith. You said you wanted to get it back in blood.
Yeah,
So look,
definitely.
nobody will walk up there and slap Gucci or none of them like that. So you good. They won't walk up there and slap no rappers like that. That's
Right?
that's something that happens to comedians, and you know how that go. I'm not mad at Chris Rock for not wanting to take the extra step and cause any extra. And plus, he probably getting some stuff done right under the table, without publicly embarrassing that man. I told everybody there's gonna be a Will Smith co-starring appearance with Chris Rock. He's gonna be Chris Rock's co-star. Watch.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they might take Bel Air off the air. What do you think about that,
Oh
Peacock?
no, no, that That punishment I'm not here for. Take
Nah,
his Oscar,
let's get it.
sue
Let's
him,
have it. Let it happen.
let
Let it
continue
happen.
Bel Air. Like we're gonna keep.
Let the punishments roll on in.
I'm selective on what part of the part that affects me. I'm not for. Okay, all the other stuff can happen to her.
We see the whole world hates Jada. We got a Jada is trifling in the chat, and that is hilarious.
I mean, she
You,
is.
you see the video? They say you can't trust no woman that's bald headed.
Oh, I just cut my hair. Well, the
Shoot.
back anyway.
Well,
But
long as you ain't out here shaved skinhead, we can trust you a little bit.
a little bit.
Hey,
Okay, next
hey,
topic. Next topic. All right.
next
So,
comment.
have you, as an artist, right?
Yes.
Has someone ever asked to feature on a song with you or collab with you or anything like that, and you felt like, no, you're not going to outdo me on my song or outdo me on your song, or like, have you ever refused to work with somebody that you thought could out rap you?
Never for that purpose. Never. I have never refused to work with somebody that I felt like they would out rap me. I have refused to work with people that I didn't feel like were on my level, but then I've also worked with people that I knew wasn't on my level because I was their friend, which is worse than working with a person that you know will actually kill you on the record. Now, I went into the studio with this one artist. Shout out my boy Wrecker, right? He out of Florida, but now he's in Atlanta. I went in the studio with him, and this was the first artist that actually made me feel like I needed to redo my verse, right?
Okay.
But let me tell y'all, a lot of artists in the studio, I intimidate a lot of artists,
Mhm.
right? So I'm the type of artist in the studio. I get in, I hear the beat before the beat is ready to be, before the beat is mixed and mastered and ready to be recorded on. I've already finished writing. Whereas though there are a lot of artists that like to hear the beats finished product, then go home and write to the beat or try to write to it in the studio. Now, a lot of people envy that ability of mine to be able to hear the beat right while the beat is being built. And this one artist in particular, we did that, and he would not rap his verse in the studio. Hours later, he sends me his verse on the record. And immediately I felt like, well, if I had known you were going to do that,
Mhm.
I would have done something else. Right? So, me personally, I don't even like working with artists that's not ready to work, that's not already on point. And I don't like working with artists anymore because they're friends. I realize that that's a lot worse than working with an artist that could kill you on the record. I mean, you'd rather have a renegade Jay Z moment where Eminem killed him on that record.
Mhm.
You'd rather have one of those moments than a record with an artist that does not deserve it, and people like, what?
Mhm.
And the only way you can explain it, well, that's my boy. So I'm gonna give him the record. Like, nah. See, the thing is, why I say it like this, people, is because I want y'all to understand every song is more important to you than your baby, than your kids.
Mhm.
Every single song you do, you have to understand that this song is worth thousands, if not millions of dollars. So anything done wrong, let's say for instance, you do a record with an artist and let's say everyone likes it, but this artist is not serious.
Mhm.
That record goes to shit.
Yeah, I've
Let's
heard
say
that.
you're an artist that does a lot of marketing behind your music and a lot of marketing behind your stuff,
Mhm.
but then this artist does nothing with his stuff. Well, when they see it, now you have nothing on your name. You have one dirty stain. That dirty song. It's
It
nothing worse
ain't
than
that
having a.
bad.
It's like having a T-shirt on fresh, and then someone like, oh, it's a stain on that shirt right there. You're like, oh my god. You know, yeah, you can spend time like this trying to
Uh-huh.
wipe it off with with your tongue and shit like that. But all that does is make the stain bigger.
Mm.
It makes it bigger. And honestly, it's nothing worse than having records with an artist that has nothing else to show for themselves later.
Mm.
I can't stand artists that live off of my name. And I know for one, I'm not the first and only artist that feel like this. Right? Bro, it's too many artists out here chasing that collab. And what I want to start calling it for real is clout chasing at its finest and not even really doing your research on the clout that you're chasing.
Mm.
There's a lot of people that want collabs for no reason, you know? And the sad part is, I'm privy to knowing who's doing what. Artists are not privy to that. So
Mhm.
that what makes it a little unfair, right? But let's just say an artist told another artist that her collabs were $750.
Mhm.
Now, that artist that she told her collab prices was 750, calls me immediately and asks me, is her numbers worth him paying this amount of money?
Mhm.
And I immediately knew who he was talking about.
Yeah.
And I said to him, hell no.
I mean, you gotta give her credit though.
You
She
got to give her credit for
she
trying to hustle.
has clout enough to charge
No, no,
that
no, 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 no,
price,
no, 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 no,
but as
no, no, no,
far
shit.
as the life of the record, I don't think it would have been worth it. Like as far as her pushing it and all of that other stuff, I don't think he would have got his money's worth. But
No, he wouldn't
the
have.
the clout that she gets makes her feel like that's a good price.
Nah, but it's a waste of money. Like honestly, I go out here and get. I'm gonna throw out some random names, right?
Mm.
Like that are like on a small scale. I would go out here and pay for features from a big flock, a light show, I am Northeast, rest in peace Gunu type artist, right? I would pay for these features. But when you're talking about a artist who's performing on the same stage as you,
What? I'm trying to hold it together.
I, I, I'm saying, if both of us got to sign the list to get on stage, if both of us have, I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I see a lot of y'all with 7,000 followers, 9,000 followers, and I'm like, congratulations, right? But I'm really laughing at you because I'm like, what's stopping you from getting the K there? Like, what's stopping you from going to 10K, 11K, 12K? I mean, if you got up to 7K followers on your own, did you just get lazy and stop to get the other 3,000? I mean, and then I'm looking at your whole package. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and let you just the top of the page me, right? Now, on top of that, I also gotta know what records do you got out already, right? Now, I get it if an artist say, look, I'm charging 750 for my video for my collabs because we got to do marketing. We have to put this in the marketing. Then we have to shoot the video. This has to go in the video. Woo woo woo. And then we start talking about, since we already on the same stages, maybe we do some shows together. But realistically, what are you going to get from paying for a collab? And
Right.
honestly, on y'all level, I'm talking about on y'all level. There's reasons why celebrities get to charge 100 stacks or 500 racks or 50K or 20K for a collab. Y'all don't understand. These type of deals have nothing to do with the song.
Mm.
Nothing. Only the work that has to go into after the song is done. If I ask you, Tanya Cash, to do a record with me and you got some type of status, I'm not paying you 100K for for the verse. You feel me? I'm paying 100K because I need you to make time in your busy schedule to do a show with me in March and shoot a video with me in May. I need you to make sure that those time slots is locked in and loaded for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your verse, y'all don't understand. You only have one job as an artist. One job, make music. For real, for real. Make music. I ain't tell you sell music. I ain't, I ain't tell you nothing. But just to make music. I mean, it should be songs after songs after songs after songs. We should be talking to you. It's like honestly, I get artists. I get we struggle out here, right? We're in the real world, and when you're in the past a certain age, one of my artists, he has no kids, no relationship, and I told him, I said, bro, you're the luckiest man on the world in the world right now. He's like, why you say that? And I'm like, you have no kids, no relationship, no girl to be dick, 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 dick. You can go. The world is your oyster. You only have one job. One job. Make the music. I mean, like the things that the obstacles that I put in front of my face when I was 17 years old ain't everybody's obstacles. But at the end of the day, if you see even just one person, if you see just one person make it, you can no longer complain about the obstacles set in front of you.
I mean,
No one is better than you. No one. And thinking that once you adopt the mentality that you're just as good to play in the ball fields of the big dogs.
mhm,
See, the thing is, I think we all realize this, right? We say, I don't have the money to play like that. But we don't understand that everybody has a story. Every millionaire, every billionaire has a start story that started with no money. Yeah, music is good, Tony. Music is good. But her music is good too.
mhm.
Her music is good too, right? But it's not about quality. It's not about quality of music when we talk about what we paying for. Because, like I said, we're not paying for the bars. We're not. If I do a collab, I'm not paying you for your lyrics. I'm not paying you for. I'm paying you for the show. I'm paying you for the visual. I don't
So,
want people to
so
just stare.
where do artists, especially these, and I see a lot of it going these small time artists, and not to call them small time, but where do they get off with this? I need the like instead of let's just collab and try to put a stain on the industry from our area. Why do they feel like you haven't really accomplished much, but why do you feel like you have to charge so much just for someone to have you for Instagram followers?
Nah, like honestly, it's more sinister than this, right? Think about it like this, because I'm gonna break it down to y'all why these artists, the on the up and coming artists, have to charge you for a collab. Well, at the end of the day, you have to consider what day you want to do the record, right? If you pull me away, let's just say a regular day I make $300-400, right? If you pull me away from that $300-400 just to go in the studio with you, that was what you asked me to do. Like, who's gonna? How
Do
am I
that.
gonna
Right.
deal with that? Right
I
now,
get that.
so I could charge just for what I make a day. If I make $300-400 a day, I could charge you $400 to come in the studio, right? But
But
now
what if
let's.
I don't want you to come in the studio? What if I want you to just send a verse?
It don't matter. Like I still now gotta go into my studio that I normally go into. What if my studio costs me $100 an hour every time I walk in there? Right? Am I gonna put in my budget to take out of my time and schedule to do something for you to put in and put that in my budget as well? Also,
Yeah.
nah, right? Because this is a business. Now we talking about the fact that if this record is good, if this record is good, I- if I'm booked on the 29th and you booked on the 29th, we got to make sure that this makes sense. Who's going to perform it? Who's going to miss their show? Who's not going to perform that record? Because again, I'm the collabing artist. I don't have to perform that record. But if everyone is booking you for that record, you have to. So I don't have to be there, but you're going to get paid to be there. I need to make sure I'm good. I got to make sure I'm taken care of. See what I'm
Well,
saying? Like
but if
these,
you decide if you come out and perform every time I perform it, then you might get paid. So,
but that's not happening. That's not happening because the reality of it is you wouldn't ask that artist to collab with you if he wasn't booked and busy,
mm.
right? If it was just somebody sitting at home on the couch, you one of your homeboys, you already know he's not coming out to perform the record with you. He ain't came to none of your shows. He been sitting in the house freestyling all summer with you and ain't been in that one show. Ain't got on that one record. All your records with him, you gotta explain to people when you play them. This my homeboy, but he don't really rap though. So that's what you pay for. You pay to not say that anymore. I got this record with such and such. I mean, honestly, it's about the work that goes into a record, not the record itself. Because any real artist is saying to you, all right, make sure you get my BMI information, make sure you get my ASCAP information, so we can make sure that this record is right. We all have our splits right.
Now, when you work with people who don't have their business together, do you? Um,
I don't. It's disgusting. I've done it in the past, right?
what? No, wait, you ain't even let me finish the question. But
Disgusting. Working with artists that don't have their business together, Jezebel, I'm sorry. It's the worst. Let me tell you why. This is what they do. They call you and they ask you about the record, every part of the record's life. And the only question that they ask you is how much they gonna get, how much they get, how much they made, when the money come in, when I get paid, what day I get paid, how much I supposed to make. I ain't get it. I ain't get it. I ain't get it. And then you gotta ask them like, for real, for real. You gotta ask them like, bro, the record does not. We just dropped the record. I tell the artist we just dropped the record 3 days ago. They haven't even started reporting sales to the stores yet. Then the end of the month, they get the sales. They started the sales yet. They started the sales, bro. You have to wait 90 days. Then they call you. You don't hear from them. Then on the 89th day, we get paid tomorrow. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe. Like maybe. What did you put behind the record? They don't put any marketing behind the record. They don't put any promo behind the record. I mean, let's just be real. They probably don't even listen to the record. You bring a collab artist onto the stage that don't know the business. You bring him on stage to perform a record with you. He won't know his words. You'll know his words better than he will. So you're looking at a whole situation where, like, if you're taking the music business as a business and you're respecting yourself as a business, you really can't ask yourself any other question but are these people in the business? I mean, in McDonald's, right? You can't walk into McDonald's and see they busy and go back there and start making your own sandwich. They're just not gonna let you do it. If you're not in the business, you can't be in the business working. You want to be a customer, you pay for it. And a lot of y'all rappers, for real, I'm not even gonna just say rappers. A lot of y'all artists are just customers shopping. Your fans shopping. It's nothing more disgusting to me when I hear y'all geeking to do a collab with somebody.
well, speaking of collab, Erica Banks says that Nicki Minaj only works with females who can't rap.
Who said that?
Erica Banks.
The Busset girl. The Busset.
Mm.
So let me get you. Let's address Erica Banks here. Every Her wanting a collab from Nicki Minaj and not receiving it, is that what this more is about?
Well, I think this is maybe a jab at Coil Ray. I don't know because I think didn't Nicki collab with Coy on
Yeah.
something, and I
Didn't
think
did, didn't
Erica
Nicki
was
Minaj, didn't she collab with Megan too?
yeah. So I don't know where
And
Erica Banks.
Cardi?
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know where Erica Banks get off saying this. So when I initially heard it, I was like, "But she can't rap." So why haven't she given
You asked her why don't she have, you wondered why she doesn't have a Nicki collab if she collabs with females that can't rap.
that?
Uh, like I was thinking that maybe honestly Nicki don't have to rap with females that rap because she's the rapper on the record. She wants different flavors.
Well, there. I mean, when you think about it, like I thought she did a song with Trina. Who else was on that song? That was Yo
She
Gotti's
did a
song.
song with everybody.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, well, where? I guess probably because of Remy and Kim.
Yeah, I don't know, right? Because see, like me personally, I don't even listen to Nicki Minaj like that to have the discography in my head of everybody she's collabed with. But there aren't that many women. Nicki Minaj is old compared to all these women now. Nicki Minaj was in 2012. We talking 10 years later.
Yeah.
So y'all are like 20s going to your 30s maybe. She's almost 40. To be really collabing with you young girls and stuff like that is irrelevant. That's not Nicki Minaj's fault. That's the game's fault because the industry only really has allowed one female at a time, and this is the first time I've ever seen multiple multiple what you call this
Well, and
this fool.
she still holds the crown as the queen of rock right now.
No, she doesn't. Cardi holds that.
No, nobody respected that.
Cardi holds it.
Nobody. Halle Berry is not in the industry, in the music industry. She doesn't.
Cardi Cardi holds it.
Cardi doesn't. Nobody thinks Cardi's the queen of rock,
Cardi
but
outsold.
Halle Berry. And
I
if
I
you're
agree with Holly.
okay,
I agree with
you know what,
Haley.
we're gonna agree to disagree.
I agree with Haley. So let me ask you a question, right? Because this has been a very interesting topic. Because skills or sales, how are we supposed to rate our people? Now, let me ask you why. Let me tell you why I asked this right before you give me your answer. In sports, in acting, I guess everything is crowned by accolades. Now, because I don't really get into entertainment besides music, I always have to correlate to sports,
Mhm.
right? We give people statuses. Michael Jordan is called the GOAT because he has 6 rings.
Mhm.
And 6 rings is the height. MVPs, like championship trophies and accolades through the season and stuff like that. And we look at artists like Jay-Z, right? Who I want to let y'all know, I'm not saying this out of a place of hate, who's
Oh no,
never
I know.
outsold anyone,
Nope.
never outsold anyone, currently fifth, maybe fourth on the list of album sales all time, has 13 albums, and you're fourth on the list of all time sales to people that have six, three, two. Now, I'm not sitting up here dogging a man for anything because if it's about money, he doesn't have the most money out of all the rappers either.
Kanye got more money than him.
So
Rihanna has more money than him and Beyonce. I didn't
and
know
and my boy, yeah.
that. Hmm.
But we talk about Grammys nominations and awards. He doesn't have the most in that. He's up there with nominations, but is it really good to have the second most nominations and not the most wins?
So you're saying skills versus sales.
I'm just asking, what are we basing? What we need to come up with a fair And I mean fair scale all the way around the board for people in general of how we get it based. I mean, listen, I can't go up there and tell a female in the club I'm this and I'm that unless I'm throwing tens of thousands of bands like the next VIP section beside me. The bottle girls are not going to just come in my section because I look lit. They want to actually see who's throwing the most money, and that's where they'll be. So in every situation, it's always about the most, except for when we talk about the music industry. And let's just be real, people, because I'm a rapper. Only when we talk about the rap industry. What gives us the right?
I think that's because rap originally, I'm not gonna say originally, but it has evolved. It evolved and devolved. So at first, rap was just you just putting words together, rhymes, whatever.
Yep.
Then here comes where skills come in. Metaphorically, you know what I'm saying? Like lyrical people, like, people that could do storytelling and stuff like that. So for me, when I think of the queen of rap right now, um, the
Cardi B.
only reason I go with Nicki is because I feel like if you sat them both in a room and played a beat, Nicki will out rap Cardi.
No, no, ma'am. Mm,
No pen, no paper, no writers.
mm,
That's it.
mm,
I've yet to see Cardi do a freestyle.
mm.
But that's just so when I
This is
think
Easter
of
Monday. This is Easter Monday, so I'm not
let's
going to
talk
allow
about
you to
let's talk
vex my
about
spirit.
we're gonna get into that next because I've been asking people about Easter and why does it fall on a different day every year or a different week or a different month. If you have the answer, drop it in the comments.
So honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all my reason, my position on it. I can only attest it to the crazy American ecosystem that we live in, with this daylight saving times, this new calendars and things like that. It is completely shifted. I've read somewhere that Ethiopia is still in 2004 or 2014. However the case may be, they don't believe in daylight saving time. They don't believe in leap years. They don't believe in a lot of things that we believe in, which has them actually years behind us and has us years ahead of them. Now, what's crazy is when we look at the lifestyles and things like that, it looks like we're years ahead of Ethiopia, you
Mhm.
know. But the reality of it is, a lot of the world didn't change when America made their new rules. And as America keeps implementing new things every so often, like we forget or we don't have history books. And now I don't even think we have history books anymore. My kids don't even take history; they take
Yeah.
Georgia history.
I mean, in DC, I had DC history. Then I
Yeah,
had world history, but I
I
had
had world history, LSN, all that craziness, but I don't even think that they care about this stuff anymore.
mm,
And honestly, listen, in the 80s, those rappers only rapped as well as what they thought rap was. They didn't rap well compared to today's time. There ain't nobody about to be riding down the street enjoying hip hop, hippity hop, hoppity hip hoppity hop. You don't stop.
I
If
still
it
listen
comes
to
on in a movie, we all think it's a great part of the movie. But you ain't about to have that joint on repeat on your Spotify unless you almost 80 years old. You ain't about to still be playing Friends. How many of us have them? Friends.
it.
Come on, that's a movie song now. That's a
Depend
movie.
on
Yeah, that's a movie song now, right?
yeah.
Now, when we talk about eras, all these eras that have changed now, I heard there was a slight shade when you used the term devolved. You said rap has evolved and devolved. And
Oh,
I
you
heard
caught
that.
it.
I did catch that. And I have to I have to challenge you and use your saying, let's agree to disagree on that because I believe that music has not only evolved, but
How?
now revolutionized all music to the point where there is no more, where we can abolish the word genres.
Okay, in that aspect, I agree. Um, but I still feel like it's devolved. Like
Well, because I like at the end of the day, where I think a lot of people have grown used to rap not having any melodic structure.
it's
But
not that for me. It's also the fact that all these it's like I get sampling music, right? But nowadays people are it's like it's not even the samples are just you
that's not
already
fair.
it's not even fair. It is fair because it's
That's not
like, dang,
fair.
you just gonna take the person's song,
That's
you
not.
gonna sample it, then you gonna use the same melody. You just gonna change the word. Like you're doing no
No,
work. Then
no,
you're not
because
even saying
no.
anything. You're just
Listen,
like, what's
Michael
it?
Jackson. Michael Jackson has a song called "Rockin' Robin." She rocks in the treetop all
Yeah,
day long. Huh? That wasn't his song.
he sang it as a kid.
It wasn't his song.
So he was
He,
a kid.
but my point is,
Use
do
Michael.
you know?
Okay, use grown
Do you
Michael.
know how many? No. Do you know how many
Oh, then
little?
it's not
Do,
fair.
do you know how many little Michael Jacksons was up and down Jackson Street in
These are
Indiana singing that song?
we're talking about grown ass people here.
Nah,
Not
the only
children.
difference. What do you think would have happened if in the 50s they had Distro Kid? You'd have heard Rocket Robin sang by 20, 30 different artists, different versions.
Listen,
That just would have said
but it
Lil
didn't.
Ronnie.
So that's my point. Back in the day, it was like so much variety of music. Like it
No,
wasn't
y'all
just
not fair.
it wasn't just somebody copying someone else.
That's not fair.
And nowadays it's like
Why was it
artists
variety?
aren't even creative. They're not even trying to create their own sounds now. Everything is just sample, sample, sample. Not even everything is sample, but
Yeah.
when you sample it, it's fine. If I can't sing, like if I like samples where you use just a little bit of the previous song and it's not the whole thing. And on top of that, you're copying their melody. So you're just changing out the words. You're not even doing no work. You're not
Let me
even switching up the flow. Like it's just
l- let me
fire.
put a narrative, a different perspective, and a throw a monkey wrench in this whole game. Do we know why it originally started only three labels,
No.
but now we have, let's just say, if we throw a fair number out, thousands,
Of what labels?
we have thousands of record labels now.
But only
Three still remain that are real record labels. But
but hold on, no, okay, give me more. And three that are the main one,
the main ones, right? We
and
only have three.
three that are owned by
Those three are owned by, they own all themselves, and then all the other ones are owned by either one of those, either Warner, Universal, or Sony, like
well,
that,
I
right?
guess the point I was getting to was none of them are owned by
Huh?
none of them are owned by, you know,
One person.
the people.
No, right? Honestly, they're not going to be owned by the people because the
No,
thing
the
is,
black people
no, none of them are going to be owned by the black people
or
because we
by
don't.
a black person.
Well, we don't have that capital. We don't have that money to do what's needed to be done. But they started as one record label, right? That record label started getting a lot of money, controlling the airwaves
Mhm.
with their sound. Then a second record label came up and said, "We can make that type of music. We want in on this too. Let's start doing the same thing and with our own acts. Do you have an act that sounds
Uh,
like? Do you have an act that sounds like?" Then a third label came in and said, "We could do this too. We could have an act that sounds like this too. This is what the people want." Y'all act like the record labels are sitting in some magical tower saying, "Let's mold the world," right? What they do is they put it out there, which was started back in the 40s. They put the music out there. The people decide if it's going to be repetitive, if more of the same stuff is going to come out. Because at the end of the day, if now there's 1,000 of us, where suppose it was just three at first.
We're not
That's why you
asking for Jodeci remakes. We're
oh,
not asking for that. We're not
we
because
are
a
though.
lot but a lot of those songs don't they fade off. Like a lot of those songs fade off, and let's just be honest, the copycat songs, if you're not already a big artist, no, they don't really last like that. And
All
people are
copy
not we're not asking for you to mess up other people's songs.
copycat songs are not
You
made
heard look, I'm with Shaka. She was like I didn't know she didn't she felt like Kanye effed up her song. And I feel like a lot of these new artists, I don't feel like Kanye messed up her song. But I feel like a lot of these
without
newer
Kanye doing
artists,
that with her record. No one would care about it
a
anymore.
lot of newer artists are messing up previous songs.
Mm,
They're lazy. And how can you call yourself an artist if you're not really creating? You're just copying. So
because
I
it's not
think
about.
these new
It's a job.
rappers that are not creators should just call themselves rappers. You can't say you're an artist. You're not
No,
even creating.
that's not fair. It's a job. At the end of the day, if you was like you have to understand something. Jobs have to keep shelf life going, right? If let's just say a song "Stay with Me," if that song "Stay with Me" was very popular with Sony Records, and they see that the shelf life was 30 years on that record that they was able to use it, but they still own that record. When if that record made them 10 million, 20 million, 40 million dollars, when the 30 years run out, they're not going to stop that 20, 30 million dollars from coming in. They're going to revamp it with another artist. Now, the way that that is done is by showing the listeners, because there's millions of people that love Stay With Me, right? They're interjecting this label that owns it, that you've already been giving your loyal years to for 30, 40 years anyway. What they're doing now is re-interjecting into your kids when you're telling your kids, oh, I used to listen to that song. Oh, but I don't know that artist. That's not the artist. It's now letting a new tradition, a new era come in, and yet wow, bringing in that same 30, 40 million dollars for that label. And your job as an artist is it's like going into a job and putting on a uniform, right? Like we talk about that all the time. It's can you deliver this record? Can you do this? Because Johnny could. And if you can't do what Johnny could, then we don't need you.
I
And
get that, but you can still sample. Like, okay, for instance, what's the that Megan song? Big old freak, big booty, that song,
yeah,
right? Sample for me, that's fine. To me, it wasn't like she didn't. I don't feel like she took all of the words and the sampling in the backward. Like she didn't do that. I'm
yeah.
trying to think what song just came out that really got me, that got under my skin recently. It was a song. I can't when I remember it, you
Oh,
guys. I'll
that's
let y'all
because
know.
of it. If you see
But
an artist sign with Universal or Sony, you best believe they're going to put out a remake.
yeah,
I mean, it's just business, and it's also letting the fans know I can do this too, right? Because at the end of the day, y'all like people don't understand how hard it is for an artist to be original, right? In the world where everyone can literally choose what they want to hear. Back in the 70s and the early 80s, it was real easy to be original and come up with something new, because at the end of the day, you controlled how much people heard it. Your label controlled that. So it's like if you come up there with a hip hop, hoppity hop, pop a hop, and your label says, "This is amazing. We're gonna make sure it's on every radio station in the world. No one's gonna know nothing but hippity hop." Right? Now you can't do that. You walk in the studio hip hop, hippity hop. I'm gonna be like, I'm not playing this on my Spotify playlist. Next song, please. And us artists, we have these analytics. It says top 5 artists listened to, right?
hmm
Top 10 songs, top 100 songs. And this list comes out every month. And every month we got to look at Lil Durk featuring Lil Baby, Lil Durk featuring Lil Baby, Lil Baby featuring Da Baby, Lil Baby featuring Megan, Lil Baby featuring Cardi. And our mind is not telling, the mind is not going to say to y'all, oh, well, let me give up. They only want Little Baby. The mind is going to say, I could do this. If your mind is not saying that, then you're not a competitive artist. And if you're not a competitive artist, you're not in this game anyway for like we said, the business. Being original is something that's done after you've gained the fans. And you're not gonna gain the fans being original.
Okay.
If you cannot, if
It
no
worked
one,
for designer.
yeah, but if no one can pinpoint you, right? If no one can say, what does it remind me of? Or that reminds me of this, then no one cares.
Mm.
They forced that on our hands. America, the citizens, the people.
Whatever.
Do
We
you
ain't
know, like,
forced nothing.
if I've asked people, I say, make sure y'all check out my podcast. We live on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out the show. It's Monday, 5 p.m. You know what they ask me? What's it like? What's your show like?
Hmm.
What's it like? It's we talking. We
What you
converse.
talking about?
Is it like this? No.
What?
But that's what they want. They
All
want
right.
that. They want that caterness. They want that caterness to them.
Let me share this with you. Now, this I think I forgot what song this is sampled, but I like this song. It segues us into our next. Okay. So did you see this?
I did it. I've been not paying attention to Megan Thee Stallion since I know she about to lose her deal. We got to figure out what she do with it.
Well, my girl dropped some fire, okay? And some people are saying that this is a Tory Lanez disc. I don't think so. I really like the song. But she did sample I forgot the name of the song she sampled. But y'all take a listen and let me know if you can hear it.
Fuck you
I
niggas
can
you
hear.
talking to, nigga. Fuck me, nah, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, fuck niggas.
Oh,
Still
this
can't believe I used to fuck with you. I've been playing beats cause I ain't playing the beats up. Damn, I see you still kicking with them op bitches. I'm the only reason that your goof.
No, I don't know
Megan is
what happened.
trash, bro. That's a personal opinion. We don't all have to take my note on that, but Megan ain't it.
What?
That's another old ass flow. That flow old, young. Like, come on, bro. She trying to rap like Lil Kim now. I listen. That was the flow that worked back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That it worked back in the day. That's what you do. You utilize it. But yeah.
I would still
Megan
claim that.
doesn't really do good with samples. Like she's one of those artists
I
that
think
can't
she
be.
does.
She can't. She's one of those artists that really raps the way she tries to emulate and not cover. She tries to emulate and does a lot of and I find that weird. I find it very interesting that you would say you don't like artists that sound like we copying, but yet that
I
was a
like this
total
song.
that
The
was a total
It
copy.
was. It was. And my initial reaction the first time I heard it was like, but I was like, okay, damn, okay. Then I was listening to the words and I was like,
Why she couldn't be Megan on that though? Why she couldn't put the Megan flow on that beat?
she could have. She could
She
have.
chose to go all Lil Kim on us.
She did.
All right,
And
well,
I just like the words. So, and maybe I'm biased because I like Megan. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just talking about artists that really trash
no,
songs.
but
I think she did
that's
that
literally
song
how it works.
justice. She didn't. She didn't fuck that song up.
No, that's literally how it works, right? It's easier now to pick what we like out of it and what we like out of things than to just say, than just tell what we don't like because it's so much that we don't like. I mean, like I had a guy, a little kid, was playing some music for me today. He's about 14. He's playing some music for me today, and I was like, some of the songs were really catchy, and then some of them I'm like, bro, what are you listening to? No one has cadences anymore. No one has their own stances anymore. And for real, the words are recycled. A lot of the words are recycled. Everyone got a stick with the pole, you know. Everyone got to glizzy. Everyone is running down on the ops. Everyone is ducking the cops, and it's all the same. It's all the same talk, but they all live in the same lifestyle. It ain't like it ain't like they're all coming from different places, right? They
Mhm.
all from wherever they from talking about the same stuff that they see because they all want out. This is like a bunch of people saying we want out. We want out. We
Did
want out.
Did you see that Waka Flocka interview?
No, I did not see the Waka Flocka interview, but I did hear about it.
And what you heard about what he said?
The part about his artist being stolen from his mom.
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of, I still like that, but basically him saying that people bring danger into the rap game when the rap game is supposed to help you escape from
Hold on, people are what?
danger. All right, so rappers are bringing danger, their dangerous lifestyles, bringing danger into the rap game, where the rap game or music is supposed to help them escape from danger, be their out. Music's supposed to be their way out, right? But
Yeah.
they're actually bringing the shit with them in the music, so it's like it's
Why
not.
is Walker? Why is Walker talking like everybody got their mama holding their hand in their career? Everybody don't got their mama watching them. Walker,
And you know
sorry.
what?
The game
And
has always been dangerous.
rest in peace to his brother KO. Because like something about his death just still to this day, like every time I think about Dev and Walker, I think about him not getting the attention that he probably needed, or to help with his mental state or whatever he was going through, and he ultimately off himself. But I just wonder sometimes, like, dang, like, do you ever realize like how much you put into one kid and forgot about the other?
I mean,
But
like at the end of the day,
that's off
like
topic.
this sheltering, I guess, feeling that Walker wants in the industry, it's always been like that. That that's why people like Jay-Z get called the GOAT, right? People don't
Why?
understand this because anomalies, success stories are anomalies, are rare in the rap game. Uh, You only have a few rappers that like have become or grew up to be like and stay as rappers successfully. Some of these fools, I mean, look at a rapper like KRS-One. No disrespect to KRS-One now. He got a way better career being an author at this point than coming out with a new rap song in his 50s and 60s. I mean, Jay-Z is an anomaly, right? These people, they live these lifestyles, they make a little bit of money, and the reason why Walker say they're supposed to get out and get safe is because what have all these rappers done? They've got in, got their money, moved to their nice little houses in the hills, retire from the rap game, and get all peace and kumbaya and stay in South Carolina, and stay in Southern California and stay in Atlanta and move to Texas and live in Florida and Miami in all these nice houses and stuff like that. But let's just be real. What are you really saying, Walker? Because we don't. Is that why we don't see none of y'all come back to the hood? Because the goal is to make it out.
Yeah.
Reality check. Artists are not bringing their troubles into the music industry. Artists nowadays are not leaving. You're getting way more artists that are superstar status that you can still see on the block.
That's the real problem.
I mean, for real, that's the real problem. That word loyalty, that word real, you know what I'm saying? These words really hurt artists a lot because you're not real if you make $1 million and still live in a 10,000, still stay at a $10,000 apartment complex. Your apartment is $10,000 a year, and I'm not real that I make millions and I still hang around here. That makes me unreal. I mean,
It's the
what's
dumbest shit I've
What's
ever heard in my
unreal
life.
is I could afford to buy one of these buildings or two, and yet I'm still hanging around here and haven't bought anything. My name ain't even on it, and I'm a
Oh,
million.
Wait a minute.
These are ideologies
But
that
you know
we
why I
don't think.
did that is because honestly, I was going to post that on my personal Instagram. I was just I was busy, so I haven't been on there. But it was kind of something like you guys stand out here on these blocks for years. Like I know guys that's been in my neighborhood that still goes outside and stands outside, and it's been like 20 something years. You've been standing, and now they're shutting. They're knocking down and y'all don't own a piece of grass. Like, but y'all all on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? All this money, all y'all doing all of this.
Yeah,
But y'all haven't even bought not one house on this block.
they never think
Now,
about it.
one piece of grass that
They never think
y'all
about it. They never think about it. They never think about it.
own, it's just
And when I
it.
first started rapping, like I wasn't a street nigga or nothing like that, and I wasn't really hustling into the streets like that or thinking about real estate. But I used to work in this studio, and it was in this building, old building, ran down, and one year the landlord says everyone got to move, and he says if y'all don't want to move, y'all can buy the building yourselves at $125,000. Nobody in that building, all four of these tenants, did not have the money to all come together and buy the building. So you think about it like that. This is how real life is right here. No one thinks about how much it is to own anything. As long as someone else owns it, I can do whatever I need to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I work on radio and I don't want to own my own radio station in no shape, form, or fashion. But best believe me, I would like to know what it takes to run it and how much it is to run it. Because maybe one day, hey, you never know. But a lot of people don't have goals besides waking up and surviving the day.
Yo, oh my gosh, I forgot where somebody was like, "Have you so bored?" And I was like,
I can't
I know,
stand when a grown man tell me he be bored. I can't stand when a grown person say they be bored.
I was no, but Success. I was literally like, "Do you know how bad I want to say that? Like, do you know how bad I wish I could be bored? Do you know
What
how
is
much
bored?
like I haven't been bored in maybe a year and some change.
Yeah, it's too much work to do.
Like I feel guilty when I'm out having fun. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't even focus on fun because I'm like, shit, I'm supposed to be
yeah.
doing this. So
You sit up there and
how do
start asking yourself, what do people really want? And you gotta understand, like, not everybody wants success.
Mhm.
You
Some
know,
people
not
are
everybody wants to be. They just
mhm,
want to be alone, left alone to be
mhm.
good.
Yeah, I wish I had that. Yeah, I wish I wasn't so ambitious. Knock
Yeah.
on wood. No, I really don't. But sometimes
No, like honestly,
it's
I
like
do. I do.
it's
I do.
stressful. It's stressful because it's like you want to get done, you want to accomplish stuff, but you really could just be like, you know what, this is the end of the rope for me. Let me just find a routine
Yep.
and just stick to it and just live this way for the next 20, 30 years.
Yep.
That's my biggest fear. Like then I would be bored. I think I would be bored as hell if I had just one routine and I did the same thing every day for
No,
30
you would.
years.
No, you would. You would absolutely be bored. You know? But like the thing
But you
about it
might be
is,
happier though, because I think the more you want to accomplish, the more you stress yourself out. I see people that have no worries,
yeah,
and I be like, but those are the same people that don't have much.
man, and like the crazy, that's all I'm about to say, like happiness is in the beholder. You know? I mean, Bob Marley said, I am rich, but I don't have any money. You know? And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, the mind in which you grasp your own inner reality is amazing as long as you can project it outwardly. I mean, if I feel happy all day long and I tell people I'm happy all day long, if you see me like this, then something is a problem.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, for real, talk, but don't be really real about what they're talking. I mean, how many people say I'm fine? I'm good. Just because you say how you doing today, I'm good.
I be like, man, I know people hate. I be like, man, today was a long ass day, but thanks for asking.
Yeah, yeah. Not like they call people like us good conversationalists. They call us people persons.
Mhm.
Like, and it's amazing that that term has to be used. But it's like, what's a people person? Like, aren't we? I would reckon that we all should be people person.
Mhm.
Now, you would reckon more than anybody that tunes into TV or tunes into reality TV or listens to music, they're definitely people person. You would think that a person that's not a people person would be someone like that sits in a dark room or cave or something by themselves. But I mean, the world just doesn't function that way. Even a homeless man will say, "Hey, can you help? You got any change?" I think that people are victims of circumstance, and that's why a lot of people don't speak. If they feel like they're good, they're gonna always feel like they're good, and you always feel like you're good based on where you come from. I mean, if you're seeing everybody around you broke all your life, and you make a little bit of money, hell, you gonna definitely feel like you good because everybody you know ain't made none. But if you around millionaires or thousandaires, 100,000aires, and you making 20,000 a year, you feel like your life is meaningless. You start feeling like I'm not doing nothing. You know, so it's all about where you come from and what you aspire to go to. Me personally, I don't look at nothing but the best. I don't want to be nothing but the best.
I don't want to be the most successful person in the room either, though. I
You
don't.
don't
I
want to.
mean,
You don't want to be the most
let
successful.
me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to be the most successful person in my circle. I
Right.
feel like if I'm winning, I want all my people to win. Like I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to let you know how to win. You know what I'm saying? So with that, as I guess that's where it comes from. If you're making a little bit more money than everybody around you, you feel like you're good. Are you really?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like the craziest part is I definitely don't want to be the most successful person around my circle, but I want to be up there. And I don't even want to be in my circle of a bunch of people that's as successful as me.
Well,
I
why
mean,
not?
or that does what I do.
Okay, I get that.
You know, like it's like the idea of wanting to be the best and the idea of wanting everybody to be successful around me is two different things.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, unfortunately, I want everybody to be successful and I want everybody to be living good, but do I really want everybody better than me or living off better than me? That's the question. That's what you really got to ask yourself. Like,
I mean, it depends on it. I just feel like it depends on for everybody. It's going to be different, right?
yeah,
Like,
it's that competitiveness, that hunger level. I mean, obviously, we we're not gonna test um spirits to people, but everybody don't got that same spirit, that same spunk about themselves. Everybody don't got that same energy about themselves. A lot of people look at stuff and they just be like, "Yeah, what I'm gonna do? Yeah." And
that's what
honestly, it ain't nobody's fault but the people that do it. Like we could all either make. I believe that we're in a world where everybody can make a lot of money now.
Yep.
It's like being broke is not just a choice, but it's like you can say, all right, I get up and go to work every day, or I do this every day. I'm not choosing to be broke, I'm just broke. But the reality is, what choices are we really making when we start asking ourselves those questions? Because there's a lot of things, honestly, and I'm a victim of it too. I say to myself, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And then the minute something weird comes up, it's like, oh, hell nah, I ain't doing that.
Oh
There
my gosh, why
has
was
to
I?
be another
That
way.
is so funny because I was thinking about that the other day, and I know I'm probably not the only person that feels like this, but I could be so amped about something, and then a hiccup will come. And what I'm trying to learn how to do is push past the hiccup. Like, don't dwell on I was listening to a monk, and it was basically like, don't dwell on the mistake. Like either
Yeah,
you can fix it or you can't fix it.
yeah,
And once it happens, you either decide whether you're gonna fix it, if you're not gonna fix it, and you're gonna move on. And I'm the type of person that I'm not saying everything has to go perfect. Like I'm okay with obstacles, but when there's too many obstacles, like it's kind of like, all right, like either am I going to fix it? Am I going to sit here and think about it for 2-3 weeks, or like what that is? So I mean, I just feel like sometimes you just gotta push push through. So,
yeah. Like majority of the times, you have to push through.
yeah,
You know,
because I don't feel.
a lot of people are not willing to push their boundaries. And like I'm a prime example. Like with this tour, it's been Airbnbs, it's been hotels, it's been random places, and every Monday, the first thing I'm thinking about is trying to find a good spot to get a good signal to do my show.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even realize. I thought
Yeah.
you moved your back. Are you home?
Nope, not home, not home.
You
You
know
know.
what? I didn't even realize it. I was like, because you told me you was using a different area, your office or something. You was gonna turn something into your office.
Yeah, I
So
tried that. I tried that. It's just like everything we trying everything right, but I'm not even home actually. You know, I'm not even home, but I'm just
that's
like,
right. You're supposed to be doing a show soon. Okay. All
yeah.
right.
And,
Now,
and yeah, I know we about on the last leg of the That's So Six tour. But then we're gonna take a month, and then we got two more cities to be in, and we yeah, man, everything is going good with it right now.
well, I gave you guys the opportunity to tell me why Easter changes. No
Why?
one. Is there no one here? Is there no one here that knows why Easter changes every day? Because I
These
was
people don't even know when Easter is.
I was on a rampage,
I
y'all. Like I
wait
was
till
talking
the
about
Easter eggs come out.
everybody that had on Easter suits yesterday. I was just like, y'all don't even know like that it's changing every year. Like y'all just wake up blind followers. Like I was just really upset. But it seems as if I was just ignorant to why Easter changes every year. So
No, the whole world is ignorant. We ain't make it.
so according to the
Google
Guardian.com and Google, yes. Um, Easter falls on the first Sunday following the first, I'm not even going to pronounce this.
full moon.
Yeah, the first ec- ecclesiastical. Okay, ecclesiastical. There we go.
Oh, that's like ecclesiastics.
Yeah, okay, so Easter falls on the first Sunday following the first ecclesiastical. I got tongue ring, y'all. That shit fucking in the way. That's right in the way. Full moon that occurs on or after the day of the vernal equinox. So basically, um,
Nah.
the,
Basically,
the
you got to
vernal
tell us what a vernal equinox is.
the vernal equinox is fixed as March 21st, is what it's saying. So basically, the first full moon that falls on the first Sunday after a full moon that falls after March 21st.
Oh my God.
That's a lot.
So okay, okay.
So, and the reason I got upset is because I remember one year Easter was on like March 23rd. And I think that year I really got mad. I was like, you know what? I'm just not following this bullshit because I don't understand how it's all the way this early in March. It usually is April 9th.
Bruh,
So,
listen, Tanya. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have never in my life. There's several holidays that I never knew what the days were. Right?
uh,
I'm gonna run them down. Easter. Let's start with that first. All right. Then we're gonna go with the second holiday, Father's Day. Never knew when Father's Day was. Got 5 kids, didn't find out when Father's Day was until about 2 years ago. All
oh my
right.
God.
Let's go with another holiday that I did not know when, or actually if it had an official day, or if it was just the last Thursday of every month. But that was Thanksgiving. I was always thinking that Thanksgiving was the 25th of
Mhm.
November, but I learned now that it's not. So when we talk about holidays and things like that, I didn't know when Memorial Day was. Doesn't know when Labor Day was. So these are all
How?
because
Labor Day, especially. Well, okay.
no, because the way my mind is set up,
I
and
went to
like
school
I'm a
before
I'm a
Labor
real
Day.
so I am an artist, like full blown artist. I draw, I write, and whatever it is, artistic, right? So me, I'm visually connected. You could tell me Memorial Day is on whatever day it is, and I still don't know. But I
Last
don't know
weekend.
until I start smelling and seeing those pools get filled up and ready to let us in. Then I know Memorial Day is right around the corner. Right now, Easter, I gotta wait until I start seeing Easter baskets pop up, and then I ask, when is Easter? Then I know it's Easter when they low. All right. Now, Halloween for a long time I thought was the 30th, but now I'm learning that it's the 31st, and that's
Yeah.
why candy's always on sale afterwards. Me personally, everything is about visually. I would forget Valentine's Day if they didn't put out all the balloons a couple of weeks before. I don't really know holidays until they visually pique me. So when my cashier said to me, Happy Easter on
Mm,
Saturday, I looked at her.
that's what
I
I did.
said, When is Easter? She said, Sunday. I said, Oh, I'm going to need 4 more roll ups. I mean, who knew that Easter was so close? And yeah, here it is. Here
That's
it is.
how I was.
I went to my kids. I said, Y'all got school today? Y'all got school tomorrow? They said, Yeah. I remember we used to be off on Easter Monday or something like that. But I do remember, I do think it used to be in April because they used to do when I was younger. We used to have all these like weird little ceremonies in church around Easter
Mhm.
time. Now not so much. That's why all of us can't remember what Easter is. Do anybody go to church anymore?
Everybody don't raise their hand at once.
Crickets, crickets, crickets. I want to ask for the last time you've been to jail time. You can the church. I call it jail, but I don't know when the last
Oh,
time you've been to church. But it's
it's
been
been
quite some time.
about. I think I want to say it's been 2 years. I went like Was it when COVID happened? I think it was like in June or
Oh,
July.
you went to church when COVID happened.
It was like 2020. I think I went. I had just went for a ceremony or something. I just went to go, but since I've changed my faith,
There's a lot of people that are saying they go virtually, and I don't count that
mm,
because for years, right, I would catch that little 3 o'clock in the morning church thing on Sunday mornings. I would catch it.
my
I would
girl
be right
Joyce
there.
Meyer.
And my mama would never let that count. She would always still make me get up and go to church. Even when I say, Mom, I already went. I watched this morning. I still had to get up and go to church. So I don't count virtual churches because it didn't get counted for me when I was going virtually. So I can't
Think
get it.
especially Easter and Christmas are for Christians.
Young
If
Christmas and
you're
Easter church
if you're
days are
not
the
a
worst.
Christian, if you're not a Christian and you just simply believe in God, then those holidays are not something you're going to go out your way for. As long as you still believe in something, I think you should be fine. So for me, it was like, okay, and then I don't like being around judgmental people.
Yeah.
So it's like if I come here and you're trying to tell me how my relationship with God is supposed to look like, nah,
Right.
that's not
The
gonna work.
last time I went to church, somebody gonna tell me I smelled like weed. I
Come
said,
from the
well, what would you? How would you know?
earth.
I mean, God,
I
my
mean,
relationship with God is not yours.
hmm
But yeah, I was offended a little bit, and I haven't been back to church since. Um, it's been years. It's been years, but I am. I do want to get back into it. I
me
want to
too.
get. I want to go back and spend some time with the good man upstairs. Before I have to spend some time with the good man upstairs. You know how that go.
Well, why
That's
can't you can do it at your own time? Like I think
yeah.
another thing is I told myself I'm not. I'll do my tithes a different way. Like I'm not going to put money in a basket. So
Nah, send it virtually.
No, no, no. What I'll do is I'll whatever day that is, I'll take my money and find someone that really needs it and help them because I do it
Now I'm
anyway.
gonna give bread. I'm gonna put bread in the offering. I'm gonna put bread in the offering, John, or canned food, something like that. You got you got to pay for it. Like you got to pay for it. So that's what I'm gonna do next time I visit the spot. I'm throwing some canned food in the joint.
You
What
are
what other
hilarious.
topics did you have for me today? I know we had a lot of stuff on that list.
I saved the best for last, and the reason I came up with this, y'all, is because okay, so I was googling an artist, right,
Right?
and another artist came up, same
Hmm.
exact name,
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot.
and in my right mind, I was like, um, okay, somebody doesn't really care because I know me personally. If my name is Jezebel the Truth, and I see another Jez, and I Google stuff like that. I'm the type of person like I Google myself all the time. My business
Right.
name. I want to see who's using my stuff.
Yep.
So I'm not even going to use Jezebel. I'm gonna use Boss Biz because actually I got some suits to file. So I Google Boss Biz and I want to know who's actually using it and if they're using it for the same purpose that I'm using it for. So when I see an artist and I'm like, okay, somebody else has your name, how would someone decipher the two? And how do you know that you're like, how can you really like, how can you say that your work is your work? Like this person could go get their name trademark and say that all the work under that name is theirs. And then you
Yep.
would actually have to fight it. So
Yeah.
I wanted to tell artists or I wanted to talk to people because I'm big on trademarks. Like that's something I don't play. I got another business name. I'm already on it. Anytime I think of something authentic that's mine that I don't want nobody else to use or
Right.
copy, I think about trademarking it. And yes,
Mm.
trademarking costs money. But guess what? You own that for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Um, just imagine it was an issue a few I want to say a couple of years back. Was it Megan the Stallion? Someone was saying she didn't own her name or something like that. It
Yeah,
was
but she
along the
don't.
it was along the lines of that, right? So I don't know how deep that goes, but you always want to protect yourself. And before you come up with your name or your full, you want to go to the USPTO website, search your name, make sure that nobody else is using it, or if it has been used, make sure that it's dead. Go ahead and get that trademark. That's yours forever. That's your brand. You don't want nobody to be able to go and buy your brand from you. Like, just buy it. Like, go and buy your name and say, oh no, all this work is mine.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to go to court and have money to actually battle that. So that's pretty much all I had. I was thinking about it. Yeah, when I was googling the artist, I was like, well, damn. Even like on Spotify, on YouTube, and even on Google, like, and the other person actually has a bigger presence, you
Right.
know, than this person. And I
But
was
the
like,
sad thing is you don't know which one is real.
exactly. So for the fun of it, I looked up Beyonce. Her name is trademark. Cardi B is trademark. You know what I'm saying? So I was just was sitting here and I was like, because I was like, am I tripping? Because
Success.
I'm not an artist. It's trademark. I'm not an artist, so I don't know if that's something that you guys need to do. But when I looked up like Beyonce and Cardi B today, I was like, okay, well maybe y'all need to get on it because y'all don't want nobody else stealing y'all
Well,
name.
like honestly, like half of y'all, well, all of y'all need to get on it, but half of them are not branding themselves. Period. Anyway,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
there's artists out here that their names is everywhere so many different ways because artists are not taking their time to even give these guys the right credit. My good friend I am Northeast got so many Spotify profiles because artists don't take the chance to just ask him, how did you spell your name?
mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I've seen that like when I look up certain songs or like okay, for instance, I don't know if it's the producer or the engineer or whoever is they'll put in the artist name and it be misspelled. So it's like you have to spell it a certain way. I think it's ASCAP. What's that? Not ASCAP. It's the system that you can look up either BMI or ASCAP.
Song view, yeah.
Yeah, Songview. That's where it's like, okay, it'll show you the different, and then you're like, is this the same person? And it really is, it's the same.
It
You click
is.
on it,
It
it's the
is.
same person, but it's not all together. And that's another thing you guys need to do. I'm tired of hearing, oh, I forgot my password to Spotify, so I just created another one. That is so lazy. Like,
That
that
is
is
such a
the
lie.
laziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's such a lie. It's such a lie, people.
Because automatically, let's say a scout, somebody's looking you up, looking for you, and they go and they say, check out my music. You don't send them a link. They remember your name. They're like, let me check out this person. You look disorganized. You look
No
a
one's checking.
mess.
Yeah, no one's
In
checking
so
y'all out.
many words. It's
I'm gonna tell you straight up.
so many words.
Yeah, I know Tanya. Tanya is always nice, but I'm Cynical Six this year. No one's looking for y'all.
But it
No.
would be nice if you guys could take the time to call
Yeah,
customer support
do you know they don't
and
have their
merge the
bios?
program.
They don't have their bios in their Spotify's.
I mean, a lot of people. Let's be real. A lot of people, okay, because even me, you know, I'm college educated. I get frustrated. I don't like. I get tired of writing. Okay, so I understand where artists might be lazy, and that's why I said the three sentences. Jezebel the Truth from Northwest DC. Boom. Um, I guess whatever the
Born
next
and
thing is.
raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling
Her
out,
sound,
relaxing all, cooling all, shooting some
her
b-ball
sound,
outside.
her sound is eclectic. It's a mix of country, um, country rock, country rap or whatever. Like just put something basic in there about yourself.
People
You're
have told me
born,
I'm the Black Taylor Swift. Put that in there.
whatever. You're born and raised where you're from. You're where you're going and what you're about. Just three sentences. Check out, and then the last sentence will be check out my latest stuff. And then you can update it, add a sentence every month or every week, however you want to do it. But you need to have something in there. We need to know where you're from,
Yeah. And what y'all need to do,
your Instagram,
I'm gonna
your
tell
social
y'all
media.
straight up. What y'all need to do is it's this thing on Google. And of course, me and Tanya, we love y'all watching us every Monday. But there's this thing on Google where you type in the word, it's how to, and then whatever you want to do. So if you don't know, that's HOW space TO. And you can use a lowercase t or all lowercase letters, it doesn't matter, all caps. But you put how to, and that's to start with something simple. Make money. like start with that in the music industry. Or how to not have five different Spotify accounts up there. I mean, like these things are so easy. Just merge your accounts, people. Call these people. Y'all act like if your music is on Spotify, Apple, and stuff like that, you can reach out to them.
Hmm. You
If your music
definitely can.
is,
I
you
can't
can reach out to
stand
them.
when people just act like there's no such thing I mean, it's the laziest, and I probably get
It's all you.
frustrated.
Honestly, it's your United Masters people. Let's just call it what it is. Say what it is. Say it. It's the United Masters people that act like that. Y'all the ones that walk around with this half ass type of mentality because your music is getting put up there for free
Mm,
all from the beauty of your cell phone. You ain't even got a bio. You don't know what your Spotify for artists is. You don't know what your Apple for artists is. You don't know about Amazon for artists. You don't know about your Pandora artist rep. I mean, you don't know these things. And the reality of it is because you saw an ad that told you drop your music. I'm not going to even talk about the people that I see dropping their music and recording it from their cell phone. We're not going to even talk about those people, right?
mm,
Yeah. I understand, y'all. The dream is to be sold, not to be told. I understand that you have to get there by any means necessary. But I'm gonna tell y'all, what's really real, the half-assing that you're taking, the lazy steps that you're taking, is only making your journey a lot longer. I mean, if you don't want to take 20 minutes to make your bio and you've been rapping for 5 years, then we got a problem, cuz. And you can't be telling me you want a record deal or you want to start getting paid for shows or you deserve anything and I don't know you don't got an EPK. And if I got to tell you what an EPK is, then that's even another problem. Electronic compressed can't.
I mean, but you got a lot of people out here that's navigating by themselves. And if you're out here navigating by yourself and you don't know the way, you don't know what to do not be afraid to ask. I think that's the problem that I have myself. So anybody that can relate, like I'm a miss want to do everything by my damn self. But however, me personally, if I don't know how to do something, I'm gonna ask. But if I think I know how to do it, I'm just gonna do it by myself as opposed to reaching out to someone that's done it and getting some advice on how to navigate it. So to you artists out there that's completely lost, you don't know how to do a bio, you don't know how to make sure your music is consistent across all platforms, meaning on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, all of that. You know, if you
Yeah.
see somebody that you know that's doing it, do not be afraid to ask them, "Hey, how you
You
getting
know
this
why they're
done?"
afraid though, right?
Why?
Because they're not building relationships.
Oh, well, then
Yeah.
you need to work on that. And that's what I had to tell Huncho. He said he went down Atlanta and he wasn't he's not sociable. He wasn't sociable, and I was like, well, how did you plan on getting anything done if you're not gonna really talk to people? And he was just like, yeah, that's something I got to work on, and that's definitely something that y'all need to be working on here. Like everybody's not your damn enemy.
Bro. I told one of these artists, he was like, man, you too friendly with everybody. I said, well, bro, everybody is not the nigga that you grew up in the hood with that you had to fight every day.
Mhm.
I mean, and let's just be real, people. When we get to a certain age, certain stuff, if you ain't got a discernment on it and a certain type of knowledge about it, then you just maybe you need to think about what you're doing, reevaluate yourself. I'm not about to sit up this joint and keep on asking why can't I dunk it on 5 feet, right? If Spud Webb dunked at 5 feet, then I can dunk at 5 feet. If
Oh,
you
he did
got one,
knee extension.
I mean, you can do whatever you want to do to achieve your goals. But what you can't do and what you won't do is make it like it's the people's fault that's already doing it and it's knocking down those obstacles every day. Excuses are very much so thrown around all the time. But the reality is this: if we want pure success, we have to move like successful people. If one person puts out a blueprint on how to move, then it's already proof that enough is enough.
Mm, there you got it,
So,
guys.
so Tanya Cash, what you got coming up? What
Yeah.
you got?
So you about to call me Jezebel. I was thinking about it the other day. I had a juicy story for my story time, y'all. I haven't been doing whole truths, but I do got some juicy ass story times. And I was like, damn, for these story times, I need to change my name back to
Well, maybe Jezebel could do the stories. Maybe that's like your alter ego, that
Jezebel.
segment
It
right there.
is. It really is my alter ego, y'all. Like you,
My alter ego, y'all.
I'm trying to like keep, like, because I'm trying
Well,
to mentor young girls,
speaking
but
of
I'm
life,
also like ratchet.
let's get real here. You have a birthday coming up, right?
Yes, in May, in a few weeks,
It's
and
almost tour season.
I know yours is closer than mine. And you know what?
Mine's is first, but I don't celebrate my birthday no more, y'all. I'm old.
I've been stressed about it. Not really stressed because I'm not a simple person, y'all.
Well,
Like
I'll
I'm.
be up there May 7th, so you already know that's gonna be.
All right, how long you staying?
Well,
Because
that's.
I won't be back to Mother's Day, which is the 8th, I think.
I don't even know. Oh, that's the next day.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I might get a table somewhere. So if you're here, I'm planning. I told my mother, I was like, "Yeah, mom, when I
Nah,
get
I don't
back,
know.
I
I'm
need
coming down.
a
I'm coming
table
down for I'm
at the
coming up for face.
go-go."
I'm coming up for Face Lovers listening party.
Oh,
Um,
I'm not going to be here on the 7th, but on Sunday, if you're not busy, maybe you could have a go-go experience with me. You could come see Backyard BYB. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
y'all already know your boy Success is flying in on the 7th and flying out on the 7th, or even the first thing in the morning on the 8th, right?
Why?
Well, because the DMV trifling.
Well, why you don't bring shit
And
and y'all
y'all,
just stay an extra
nah,
day?
DMV, y'all gotta get y'all shit together. Y'all taking out our fucking stars. I haven't forgiven. It's gonna take me time to forgive y'all for this Gunu bullshit. I can't believe that happened to that boy, and let alone in our own hood, no, no.
I'm not surprised. There's more to come. Like I could think of
Listen,
a few other rappers that might drop this summer.
the way that the shit going is crazy, and that's why I'm hoping that I'm staying the hell away as fast as possible. But we do got a lot of stuff coming up, y'all. Y'all already know.
Definitely. Also, make sure y'all stay tuned into that live 365 Boss Business Radio.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. Don't get on me. Don't get on me. I know I got some new music I need to put on there and I need to take some old
that's
music
all right.
down.
We
I
got a
know
couple.
y'all been waiting.
We got a couple
Um,
people that got some new music for you.
yes. Also, what else did I have for you guys? Oh, check out the website, y'all. The website's still there, bossbizent.com. Um, yes. And what else? Y'all just stay tuned. I love y'all so much. I also want to thank y'all so much for staying tuned and just being here with us every Monday. Yeah,
Y'all keep sharing it. Keep sharing the stat, the post. Of course, y'all know we have the upcoming shows every Monday before. Y'all can share those for us like before the show, so everybody can be locked in with y'all. That'll be loaded. We get hit, glit.
Oh, and lastly, sorry, Six. I know you got more to say.
Yep,
It. I'm just full of words today, y'all. Please, y'all, if y'all see Bruno out there, please pick
Bruno.
him pick him up and call the number on the flyer. If you do not want to call the police, pick him up and call the number on the flyer. Return him back home to my homegrown Jamaica, please. If y'all see Bruno out there, if y'all see y'all friend with Bruno, tell him he dead ass wrong and return the dog back to my friend.
Y'all. We don't talk about Bruno. That song has been on my head. Yeah, that is the most amazing song out right now. We don't talk about Bruno. So y'all go and listen to that or wherever it is. Y'all, it's on all platforms. Y'all go listen to that. The kids love it. Your kids, if you got kids, they love it. I guarantee you, you adults may not know it, but your kids will definitely know it. Now, I've been making some plays. So y'all know I gotta tell y'all some big.
Oh, your album, your EP is
My EP
coming.
is dropping, y'all.
Pianos.
Pianos. I can't
Why
remember the title.
pianos?
I'm gonna tell y'all that story next week.
Man,
I'm gonna tell y'all that story next week of how I came up with the title, Pianos. But yes, Pianos EP is dropping real soon, so y'all be looking out for that. We got my man Face Lover listening party changes. That's like in a couple of weeks. So everybody who is anybody, inbox me. It's private location. So if you don't get to know where it is, you won't get to go where it's at. That's just how it is. Now,
but
of
why is
course,
it private?
well, you know what? Because it's
You
a
said
listening.
Of a
Yeah,
listening party.
yeah, it's
Stop
a
talking
listening party.
shit. Stop
It's a,
talking so much shit to people and
it's
start beef with so many people.
Nah, it
Then you
ain't
can
about
feel,
it ain't
then
about
it
it
can
ain't
be.
about beef. It's just a listening party. Everybody else will be able to hear the album when it drops. But this is just for a few select people that we want to hear the album
Invite
before it
only.
drops. Yes, invite only, and we got a few people that's guests that's gonna be coming out and doing some performing as well. But y'all know,
Who?
like, if y'all want to hear the album, y'all gotta hear the album. We got everybody name that's gonna be performing out the joint. We got Pretty Money Gang gonna be making an appearance in the building. We got well, I'm not performing, y'all, so don't even be looking for your boy Success to perform. All right. But I will be in the building though. I will be in the building, hosting my ass off and making sure the shit lit. We got DJ Pony in the building, so y'all know that's gonna be lit. We got a lot of artists, Sandy Michelle, Juan Marley, MK Wits, who just did her listening party, and I heard that thing is her album is sounding very crazy right now. I met Beezy. You already know Beezy definitely with us. We got a lot of artists, but we got Boone the engineer. So look, when I tell y'all this Face Level Changes album is gonna be crazy, and I know I'm doing a lot of promoting right now, but that's how it is. We got a lot of work that we're doing right now. So yeah, the summer's coming up. We got more tours. We back in Atlanta in June, and then we are in Florida in July. So y'all need to just stay locked in. If you don't know, now you know. Y'all should have already hit that like and subscribe button down below. Mhm. Make sure y'all hit that, share, leave your comments, good comments. And yeah, maybe Tanya Cash, we can start a campaign to end face lovers beefs. And
No,
but
Pastor IU just got beat up and robbed
Pastor
a-
IU,
after he got his teeth knocked out. Was it early last
wait,
year
is his
sometime?
name Pastor IU?
Yeah, remember the epic interview that I had?
Yeah, that dude was wild.
Don't call
You
me
know what? As a
pastor.
matter of fact, I went back and watched that interview, and that was one of the most ghettoest interviews that we have ever had here. But I would like to tell you that that joint was very entertaining. I love the part where he started arguing with the man in his store. Now, if y'all don't know, y'all go back and watch that video, watch that interview with her and Pastor IU. I don't know who he pastors or what church he has.
He does gospel trap music, and it's really good.
Yeah, so y'all know what it is, right? Y'all see what time it is. That's originality for y'all. But at this time, y'all already know what your boy Sixxcess about to do. You should be all ready to flick the ashes off those roaches and flick those roaches into the ashtray and getting ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. A peace out.
Bye, y'all. See y'all next week.